country, he loves the banana, especially when they come from Jamaica, man. Hey, this is Sean Connery. I like to sing the reggae rap. Ba-da-ba-da.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another exciting adventure of the Who's Cast. It is I, your host with the most, the second best, the second favorite, Andrew. So, a couple things, I guess more than a couple things I wanted to go over here. I will get to the suggestions and question from YouTube. I'm going to get to those at the end of the podcast. I want to give those away for free right at the beginning, you know. So first, I want to run through some gaming news that I just found out. I just saw that Nintendo has announced they are going to be releasing the Switch Lite. Looks like September I may have seen. I could be wrong on the month. Don't quote me on the month. But this is going to be $199. And some details about it were released. It'll be available in different colors, but it's going to be portable only. So the controllers are permanently built in with the screen. Looked kind of like a PSP almost. That's the kind of design it looked like there. It'll have a smaller screen, of course, just about by an inch, so not that much smaller. Of course, you can't hook it into a TV because it's portable only. It'll have longer battery life, and it'll only be able to play games that have a handheld mode, which I'm not a Switch player. I don't own one, so I don't know if that's the majority of games or not the majority of games, or if that's kind of a developer choice. But I saw they were doing this because the Switch sales started to drop. They expected them to be higher than they were and continue strong, but they've been dropping. So the games have been selling strong, so they're going with the Switch Lite now. I think this is pretty cool. I don't think it's enough to make me want to buy a Switch, but it is nice that they're having a cheaper option and just a purely portable option for gamers that aren't hardcore, or they prefer having the portable systems like the DS, Game Boy. Shout out to anyone that still uses a Game Boy. Anyone that prefers those systems, or even the PSP, over the home consoles, they'll have a permanent choice they'll be able to use now, and still be able to access the great Switch games that are out there. And I didn't see any specs on the screen besides that it'll be smaller, but it will be touchscreen, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same quality screen that the Switch has now. And I'm just assuming that. I don't know why they would release something that's lower quality. So, I mean, it would be cool to have essentially a high-quality DS that you could play those games on, Elder Scrolls, the new Pokemon games, things like that. And having it $100 cheaper. That doesn't hurt either, but I still don't think it's enough to win me over. But for anyone out there that wants a Switch and doesn't want to pay the full price, or doesn't want the full at-home hardware console, they can just go with the Switch Lite soon. Another thing, I found out Amazon announced they are creating a Lord of the Rings MMO online game. Sorry, there's a thunderstorm going on, so I'm kind of also calming the dogs here. It's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, Amazon has the rights to the TV show, but the game's going to be based on the books, and will allow players to, explore like the whole world, places they've never seen or heard from before. So it's not going to be attached to their series or the movies. Interesting. But also because we already had, and it's going to be free to play, but we already have a Lord of the Rings online game called Lord of the Rings Online. It's an MMO, and it is free to play. Last I checked, it could have folded, but last I checked, it was a free to play MMO online. It was pretty decent. It's pretty much a World of Warcraft skin, basically. You know how it is. They did Star Wars: The Old Republic, that one, World of Warcraft. They're all pretty much the same, so I don't know what Amazon's going for with this. If it would be more of a Diablo 3 style game, or if it would be like the other MMOs. So, I mean, I'm interested, especially since they say it's going to be on consoles and PC. the Lord of the Rings online game was only on PC, so it would be cool to have a console version of it. I haven't played Elder Scrolls Online, so I don't know if it would be closer to that than anything, but I do find it interesting that Amazon is now going to be developing a game as well. So they are going full ahead with their Lord of the Rings. And I find it exciting. Um, I love Lord of the Rings games. All the ones on consoles are the ones that I have played. I did play Lord of the Rings online. I said that, but I played all the console ones for the Xbox: Conquest, War in the North, Battle for Middle Earth 2, and I loved them all. And I'm actually keep trying to buy them all again, but they're expensive because they're such fun games. So it's cool that they're doing it, so maybe we'll get some more Lord of the Rings games. I like Third Age too. That was a fun RPG. So I'm excited. I think it's a pretty good move that Amazon's willing to go ahead and develop a game based on the property that they now have. It makes me hopeful that they're not just going to sit on it, do their series, and then boom, that's it. It would be kind of a waste of money. Speaking of shows, Netflix announced they're going to be making a Cuphead show. Based off, obviously, the Cuphead game. I'm excited for it. I haven't played Cuphead, and I didn't see too many details on the show that they're coming out with, but I think it's pretty good for games, because Amazon's going to be doing a Cuphead show. They're doing a show based off The Witcher. So, I mean, it's looking pretty good for video games that we're getting these different shows. The last one I can remember, video game show-wise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, was the Mortal Kombat series that was on YouTube. Mortal Kombat Legacies, whatever it was. And I loved that series. I loved all of those videos. I thought they were amazingly well done. So it's exciting for me to see that Netflix is getting 2 video game shows now. Gives me a little bit of hope that if both of these are successful, we're going to end up getting more. And it opens the possibility for a lot more games to be optioned as TV series as opposed to movies, because some games are really hard to do a movie about, like Witcher. You wouldn't be able to do a movie based off The Witcher. It has to be a show. There are some other games. The Resident Evil movies were good, but I think it'd be cooler if they did it as a series. Maybe Game of Thrones style series where each season could follow one of the games. I know they're rebooting the movie series, so I think that's unlikely, but that's what I'd like to see. It'd be cool to see like a Mario series or even a Legend of Zelda TV series. I know we had the cartoons, but hopeful for something a little live action or something a little better. But yeah, it's just cool. They're testing the water out with more video game movies. Now they're testing it out with more video game shows. But yeah. I'm going to get to the YouTube comments now. For everybody that's been excitedly and patiently waiting. And thanks for everyone for these. Rebecca said that she would like to see us do some live-action reenactments of cutscenes. And I'm all for that. I kind of jokingly gave Alex the first one we'd have to do would be Your Princess in Another Castle. So thank you for that suggestion. We'll definitely look into it, see which ones we can do, which ones we can't do. Maybe we'll finally get Alex to agree that we can get a green screen. We did find out that a local place here in town will let you use their equipment if you take a class, and it's not too expensive, so maybe we'll even look into that. But it would definitely be cool to do more live action stuff just in general. But the cutscenes reenacting is a really good idea. There's a lot of them that we could do. Funny, seriously. I think that'd be really cool to do. So thanks for that, Rebecca. Cody said that the Wumbo crossover should be about the Wumbo characters taking over for Gamers. And I love that idea. Even Alex did. That was the first thing he texted me after you actually commented. That would be awesome. It would be easy to do. I already kind of have an idea in my head for how they get to our dimension. So it wouldn't take long to draw it up. I would just have to see when Alex would want to do it. If he'd want to do it like is a month of October special, like I did the Wumbo Natural stuff for Halloween, or if you just want to do it randomly during the year. Um, that would be really, really cool. We could do the videos in character as our Wumbo character after they take over. We could do some like live action videos of us trying to take it back. Because our producer is still PD Piranha, the Piranha Plant. So I don't think it would be hard for the Wumbo gang to convince him to give them the show. PD's pretty swayable. He's not the most loyal of puppets or Piranha Plants, actually. Thanks for that, Cody. That was a good idea. And you too, Rebecca. I appreciate the ideas. Makes my job easier. So the question I got today comes from Tommy, and it says, what other games would I want to do in the Two Lone Wolves series? So we've done Resident Evil 6 Leon's campaign. We just started Chris's campaign. We've done Mass Effect. So we have a 2-player game and a 1-player game in there. And both are fun. So I thought about this for a little bit. I'm going to give you guys 10 games that I would want to do, and they're in no particular order. Most of them are 2-player because I think that works better for Two Lone Wolves, but there are a couple 1-player games in there. And I'm definitely open to doing 1-player games for Two Lone Wolves, one of us just on commentary. I just prefer both of us being able to actually play and get in there. I feel like it gives a better experience. Mass Effect worked really well because Alex knows the game by heart, so it was pretty much like he was playing since I had never played it before. What I thought would be cool to do would be either a game like Disney Infinity or Skylanders. Just because Disney Infinity, I have the Rise of the Villains campaign. So, I mean, we'd have a set campaign that we could do with Disney Infinity, and it would allow us to play the game however we wanted. You know, we have the different characters. We'd be able to go Star Wars, Marvel, Disney. I think that would offer us a really, really cool opportunity to really just not make the video our way, but also the game our way. And then also, if we wanted to, we could try to create our own levels. But I think the campaign would probably be the best for Two Lone Wolves. Everything else might have to be kind of arcade. And with Skylanders, I've been playing with my wife. Same thing there. We'd be able to make the game our way. We could, in Skylanders, we could follow the campaign levels a little bit more and just work our way through. But I think it would just offer us a really unique opportunity to actually make the game our way instead of playing specific characters a specific way. It would give us an opportunity to react and play differently than we can normally. So I think that one would be cool. The other one I was thinking, and we're doing Resident Evil 6, so I take some convincing from Alex. I would really like to do Resident Evil Revelations 2. We could do any of the Resident Evil games, and I'd be happy. It'd be really cool to do like Resident Evil 2, since that one's pretty fresh still. But Revelations 2 is one of my favorite games, and I would love to see the two of us tackle it. Not just because we get to play as Barry Burton, but the way the 2-player works is it's a very unique game because one of you is an offensive character and the other is a support character. Like when you play as Barry, he has all the guns, but he's with the little girl, and her power is she can see and sense the enemies coming. So she can see outlines of them, so her job is more of to point things out. She can find items and enemies, and she can be a distraction. If you're Claire Redfield, again, she kind of gets the guns and more gets a crowbar, so she can disable people a little bit. But she has a flashlight that allows her to see in the dark, obviously, find some items, and also blind enemies. So I think it'd be kind of cool, whereas in Resident Evil 6, we're both pretty much running and gunning. In Revelations 2, one of us would have to be more of a support character instead of a main character. So I think that would just be kind of a unique little wrinkle just to see how we go with that. Another game, Yoshi's Woolly World. I beat it with my wife. It is one of my favorite games. The level design, the level types, just the overall funness of it, I think would be great for Two Lone Wolves. I think we would have a blast. I don't have to say much about that one. I think everyone can agree. That would just be an overall fun game. Next one would be one of the Battlefront games. Personally, I would prefer either the original Battlefront or Battlefront 2, but I'd be okay with the new Battlefront 2 as well. Just because they have the actual campaigns, but the original Battlefront 2, you saw us do the Galactic Conquest. We could do like the one of the campaigns they have in there, and I think it would just be cool, especially since it'd be kind of retro. We'd be able to do it from the Xbox, play it on the Xbox One, obviously, but we'd be able to play an original Xbox game, go through the story mode, which still holds up, the controls still hold up, the game itself holds up still. So I think that would be cool for both, especially since we're both huge Star Wars fans. I'd love to do one of the Halo games. I know when we first started the channel, Alex mentioned doing the Halos in order. If that's what he'd want to do, then we'd have to start with Halo, unless he wanted to start with Halo Reach, since that's like, the prequel game. But I'd love to do one of the Halo games at least. It's always been a huge series for me and Alex as well. It's one of the most popular series of all time. Working through that as a campaign would be just fun. It'd be awesome. I still know most of the first game like the back of my hand, so we could jump right in on like Legendary. I think that'd be more entertaining for all you guys watching us as we just get brutalized by hunters and flood. So that'd be a good game. I'd love to do a one of the Doom games. We could do the newest Doom as one player, or we could do like Doom 3 as 2-player. But the new Doom is just a fun ride through carnage and hell. I think one of us going through that would have a lot of fun. If we did Doom 3, it had more of a horror element to it, so I know Alex loves horror games, so I think that would be cool to do one of those. I'd like to tackle a franchise mode in sports, or like the WWE Universe mode, where we each would get like Raw or SmackDown, and we both get to like show off our shows. That would be hardest to do just because of the length involved. But a sports franchise mode might be kind of cool, like to do one season of like NFL Madden and play through it. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd like to do, just because it's one of my favorite genres, a rail shooter. We'd be able to do it on like the Wii U or the Wii. Like Ghost Squadron, Time Crisis wasn't on the Wii. Ghost Squadron, House of the Dead, and the 2 Resident Evil rail shooters. Any of those would be cool. I just love rail shooters. So being able to do one through the story mode completely on Two Lone Wolves, I think would just be pretty epic. And the last 2 I have here are both single-player games, but Mad World was one of the best games I've ever played, and it was on the Wii. Artistically speaking and gameplay and story-wise, it was just phenomenal. So if we could get that and do 2 Lone Wolves for that, that would be fantastic. I'd even be okay with letting Alex play, as I just soak everything back in. And then I'd love to do at least one of the Dead Rising games. Like I said with the WWE and franchise one, this one would be hard because it's not... Well, the latest one was more linear, but all of them have the opportunity to go down the side quest hole. So doing an open world game like that would be hard for 2 Lone Wolves, because we'd either have to stick to just the main quests, or we'd risk the series running on for forever until the world goes into oblivion. But those are the games that I'd like, and the types of games. So we'll see. Alex is always pretty open to letting me express my ideas, so we'll see what we do. But that's all I got for you today, folks. I appreciate you all coming back. As always, tune in. Saturday, we've got Drunken Genesis coming. And then Monday, Wednesday, we got more 2 Lone Wolves coming for you, folks. Possibly even one of Alex's solo squad mates. So keep tuned. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you guys want to see and hear. Thanks. Bye.